The premise of the show, so much of the show is about misdirection of the public and secrecy. And it was finally in season 6 that we got to see someone get who was a civilian, not any government official, really get close. And that, from an audience member's perspective, was cool, but also threatening, because we're on the sides of our heroes. And so tell me about, getting this role, and tell me about what you thought of Julia.
Okay, so let's first of all remember this is a long time ago.
Absolutely.
I think I did the first episode in 2001 or 2, somewhere in there. I think 2001, 2002.
2002.
Yeah. So to be honest, as a theater actor, I desperately wanted a part where I got to wear prosthetics and I got to have like some cool contact lenses and like. So when I landed the part of Julia, I obviously super excited, but once again, just like, God, I wish people could see me outside of, being this like pretty journalist. I want to do the crazy fun parts. And I really battled that a lot in the early years of my career, because I was really pushed. People, my casting agents were always trying to push me to get a lead in a series, to be like the number 1. And I really wanted to be like number 4 or 5 on the cast list, and not work every day, but work enough and have the opportunity to play some of these more character style roles. So Julia was maybe not the part I necessarily wanted, and certainly didn't think it was going to recur in any way. Mm-hmm. But it turned out to be a great experience. It was super fun. I knew about the show. I'd seen the original with James Spader, mm-hmm. The movie. So I knew the premise of it. But coming into it, I really didn't know much else. And back in at that time, we weren't really, if you had a guest star or a larger role, they didn't have cast read-throughs where they invited us to those. So I didn't even get a script till very close to the shooting date. And I didn't have any background on the show.
But isn't that kind of perfect?
I guess so.
In this situation?
So I kind of went into it a little bit green. And Michael Shanks, actually, him and I grew up together in Kamloops. He went to school with my brother. He was a couple of years older than me, and lived just up the street from me since we were like 9 or 10 years old, which is super funny. A little bit of trivia for you. And then when I was in theater school at UBC, he was in about second year in business at UBC, and he decided to swap and go into theater. And so he ended up in my class. We were a very small group. You had to audition to get into this program, and they only took 10 people a year. And so him and I were in the program together same year. So we became very close. I mean, those people are like family. So when I did get the part on the show, I'm like, hey, guess what? I got a part on the show. And we didn't see each other once. He wasn't even in that first episode more than I think he had one day on that episode.
That first one, he was not in season 6. That's right. He was out of the show. The next season, he came back.
It was the next season.
In season 8.
The guy, right? He replaced Did he replace?
Corin Nemec replaced Michael.
Replaced Michael as Jonas, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't even get to work with him, which was so funny. I asked a lot of questions to kind of understand what I was getting into, but I really didn't know much about the show. And I have to also point out that I grew up with my mother watching Days of Our Lives. So, do you know where I'm going with this?
Is that a John de Lancie connection?
Yeah. So John.
That's what I thought.
He'd been on Days of Our Lives for, I don't know, a decade or something. So when he showed up, I think we shot my scenes with him first before I did anything else. And I was just like, I worked with a lot of people, and I'd never been starstruck before. I'm like, it's Q. It's Q from Star Trek. It's yes. I can't remember. It's Eugene Bradford from Days of Our Lives. I was just so excited to be on a show with him. So I mean, for me, I'm not sure how much line I learned what I was up against. I mean, literally, I just needed to know that I was the first person to be given access to the Prometheus, and I was the first person to see beyond this facade that had been created for the characters in Stargate. And so, I mean, I understood it was special, and that I had a special role. And weirdly enough, too, you know, you never really saw myself and who was the other character?
Richard Dean?
I guess everybody
Jack?
else. I was thinking, did everyone else get killed on the as the ship took off?
So your boss definitely got killed because he was in on it with the NID, so he got his just desserts. But after the incident, everyone was beamed. Pretty much everyone else, except for John de Lancie and him, were beamed back to the surface off screen at the beginning of the next episode before the Prometheus went on her mission.
I thought it was really interesting that we didn't see me again for so long.
Yeah.
And sort of never really got to understand, you know, what exactly happened to me after that.
I think she signed her NDA and probably another person would have probably gone into therapy, but I don't know about her. Kendall, I keep on wanting to call you Julia. God's sakes. Okay. I think part of it is because what we're doing right now is what she did. And so I feel I've always felt very, very close to this character. She's one of my favorites from the show because I think that you and the writers could have made her cutthroat. And she is to a degree, but I think she's more sincere. And I think she's really a First Amendment kind of gal and truly believes that the truth is better than anything hiding beneath the surface as far as the public is concerned. Did you pick that up as well, or do you have a different interpretation?
That there's an innocence to the character, not really understanding how deep everything went, but just I really wanted her to be just an eager beaver, like wanting to get in there and get the first story, and new to young in the industry, young as a journalist, and just like, this is the big break. This is the, you know, cat's ass, if I'm allowed to say that. But
no, absolutely.
Yeah. So I really felt, you know, that there was an innocence to her, and maybe not quite understanding the depth of what she was getting into until she was fully in it. And maybe not really believing it was true until the moment she realizes, I think Jonas was the moment she realizes he's really an alien too.
Right.
I love that part of the scene, actually, where just like, you too? What the hell's going on?
Exactly right. There's a lot happening here. Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.